So okay, so what I need to do, like four object I have created using that constructor, right? Imply 1, imply 2, imply 3, imply 4, right? Now this one we need to save into that database, but we are working on that Hibernate. We are developing this application using Hibernate, and that feature of that Hibernate we already know is what Hibernate is what ORM based framework. It means what? Object relational mapping framework. It means what? We no need to maintain SQL query by ourselves. That Hibernate framework is dealing with entity or Java class object itself. It means what? We need to assign, or we need to give Java class object to Hibernate. Hibernate will create related database table inside that database based on behalf of which one? That entity class, isn't it? Entity class, what is entity class? A Java class which we have annotated using @entity. For that entity class object we must have to create by ourselves. After creating object, we must have to assign the values to that object. After assigning values to that object, if we wish to save into our database, we must have to give it to that session object. Once we will give it to the session object, while saving that object, what Hibernate will do? Hibernate will do mapping of this Java object, assigned Java object with that database, isn't it? After doing mapping, it is called what? Relational mapping. Means object properties, it will match that object properties with that database table, and accordingly it will generate that table. Whatever that properties of that entity Java entity class object is having, all those properties it will match with that database, and accordingly it will generate that table with the same name, isn't it? Suppose table got generated, accordingly it will do insertion of that object directly inside that table. It means what? In that table we are not going to insert properties manually one by one. No, directly we are storing our Java object into database. Means what? We are working at object level, we are not working at query level, isn't it? That is the feature given by that Hibernate. So we have already learned this one, but still we are recalling that. And right now we are working on caching. So first level caching we have seen, we'll go with that. Second level of caching also, but now we are trying to get the drawback which we are having in that first level of cache. So session 1 dot save, we are giving what? emp1. Done. Session 1 dot save emp2. Session 1 dot save emp3. Session 1 dot save emp4. Done, right? Then what we need to do, this session we got over here, accordingly that transaction we need to maintain or not? Session 1 dot begin transaction, it will give us the transaction object, right? Transaction 1. Again session 2 dot begin transaction, over here we'll assign it to that session object 2, isn't it? So session transaction 1, transaction 2, this is what? Transaction 2 object. That transaction will be related with each session, isn't it? So if we are trying to save object using that session 1, and if we'll try to commit it with transaction 2, it won't work, right? So every transaction is related with each session, remember. So transaction 1, transaction 2, because we are using session 1, we must have to use which one? Transaction 1. Transaction 1 dot TRANSACTI1 transaction 1 dot commit. Now we can tell what saved into database directly into database successfully done, right? Now what we need to do before executing this one, first let us go with that database. Where is that database? This one, right? Hibernate db2025. Hibernate db2025. Okay, wait. Then what we need to do? So MySQL minus -u root -p, then we need to give the password, then we need to use that database. So tables, I am checking whether that table is existing or not. So imply is already existing over here, right? So we need to drop it. Drop table, which one? Imply. Done. So tables that got drop, isn't it? Why we need to drop? Because at this moment now it will create separately, isn't it? So second level of caching over here, right click on it, then run as what? Java application. Java application, we are running it with using that Java application, right? We can say it is getting executed. Accordingly, what will it will do? It will generate that see, first it has created that implied table. After that it has executed the query, insert query for each object what we have given over here. First object is this, second object, third object, fourth object, all object insertion done. Now finally transaction happened, what? tx.commit. Then I have printed one message, implies saved into database successfully, isn't it? We'll go over here in that. Now we'll see tables imply got generated, right? Why imply table got generated? Reason being it is based on entity. Imply is what? Entity class, a Java class imply, which is annotated with @entity annotations, and due to that @entity annotations, what Hibernate actually have done, Hibernate has done mapping with the database table, and accordingly whatever the properties available, DESC what? Imply. So whatever the properties imply entity class is having, on behalf of that it has made this table over here. What are those properties? Three properties only, right? It is having imply ID, which is auto generated, right, as well as primary key. Now we are having emp name, emp city. A string means what? Varchar. Int means what? Int. By default it is having size which one? 255, isn't it? Now let us see that data. Select a star from which one? Imply. This much data we have stored or not? Yes. What are those data? So let us come to that session 2 over here. This much data we have stored, right? Now see over here. First record is this one, second this one, third this one, fourth this one. Clear? Now insertion done. we are trying to get what? We are trying to achieve uh, caching, isn't it? First level cache as well as we'll go with that second level of cache too. So remember that we can have different of sessions object, that is okay, but all these session objects we are getting from session factory object itself, isn't it? Means all different sessions which all those are dealing with that same database table, isn't it? Same database. So at this moment I am trying to fetch the record from the database. Session 1 dot get class, we need to give it over here imply dot class, then record number we need to assign it over here. After assigning that, it will be giving imply object emp1. Let me make it emp1. Okay, let me make it imply itself over here. So this imply 1 done, will be printing it over here. Imply 1, and over here we need to print this. That's it. Then we'll print what? Sys out. Over here we'll be printing which one? This separator. Again, what we need to do? We need to execute the same thing. Slowly I am moving further. Remember that these things we have done already yesterday, but still I am repeating it because very next what I am going to explain you, that is very much dependent on this which I have explained earlier. So that's the reason I am explaining it once again from that very scratch for explaining this caching in Hibernate, isn't it? Now this is what? Object 2. Same things over here. I am giving this separator over here also once again. Now what's the caching concept is basically telling to us? Caching, we have seen this in the last session there. What we have seen in that last session, we have already done with that what is caching and all, right? So first level of cache, second level of cache, everything we have seen, right? First level cache is basically dependent on session object. Second level cache is dependent on session factory object, and query level cache. Clear? So first levels we saw over there what? Whenever we try to get data from database, at that moment of time client is making request with Hibernate. Hibernate is connecting with database to get required data, then after Hibernate is giving it back to that which one? Client. But first level is telling us what? First level is giving us the solution that if client will make any request at that point of time, first I will look into my cached pool or buffer. If that record is available, directly I will give you back that record. I will not go or I will not contact with that database to fetch that record, isn't it? So at that very beginning over here, we can see from session I am calling get method by passing imply class. This is the way to get it, and then record number 1. This one we have assigned to imply 1. Over here we are having what? Imply 2. In this imply 2, session 1, remember session 1 here, session 1 over here, imply we are trying to call the same records, isn't it? At this moment, first time, since session is not having any record, which is having that id 1, so it will talk with that database, and accordingly that SQL query will get generated. Clear? But whenever at the first time it will talk with the database, it will bring that records from that database, and then after bringing, during bringing, that Hibernate will keep a copy of this record in their cached pool. You can say cached pool, or you can say it in its buffer. That is called only caching or cache. So at this moment it will keep one copy, right? And at the very first moment it will generate one select query over here, isn't it? But at the same, for the same, it will execute next query for the same. At this moment it will look into its cache pool, but at this moment it will found that over there, isn't it? Why? Because previously it has fetched the same record, so it cache that record into its cached pool. So at this moment, whenever we try to get the same record once again from that session, it will first look into its cached already there, then it will not talk with the database. If it will not talk with the database, then select query will not get generated, and that is what
Hello
working,
sir.
which one?
Hello sir.
Caching. Yes, tell me.
Yeah, you have to print that employee two line
Yeah,
number
implied
2.
to. Okay, okay, that's great. Wait, implied to, right? Yes.
Yes, yes, sir.
Thanks for confirmation. Now see. Now see the output. At the very first time it has, it session or Hibernate has talked with the database, and that is the reason SQL query got generated. It has bring that record we have printed. But in the very next time the same query we have executed, but after separators we are able to see there is no any SQL query generated. Means next times Hibernate didn't talk with the database. Why? Because Hibernate already found the same record in their cached pool, and that's how it didn't executed this one once again. Means the time which it spent to execute this query, that time got saved over here or not. And this is what we can say that says first level of cache, due to first level of cache, that got timing of that execution got minimized over here, right? That first level of session working over here, remember. But remember, this first level of caching is basically related with session object or dependent on session object. The same query over here we can achieve it using session 2 also, right? Means session 1 we are having, session 2 we are having, no matters at all whether you have saved with session 1 or session 2, but any session you can get that records, right? At this moment, this is we are getting from session 1. At this moment we are getting it from session 2. Now only session 1 and session 2 I have changed. Now tell me, how many session object over here working? 2 session, right? Now we are having 2 session. Earlier we had only 1 session. Now we are having 2 session, means session we have changed. Now you look in that output console, that 2 SQL query will get generated. It means that first level of caching will get failed in case of different sessions. Even we are trying to get the same record, but at this moment first level of caching will get failed, because first level of caching is basically working on behalf of which one? Session. So since session is different, since we are getting the same record here also, same record over here also, but session we have changed, session object we have changed, session 1, session 2. That is the reason it is talking with the database again and again. Even we are having that record already, but that is basically related with the session we have changed, so it is talking with the database again and again. It means what? When we are changing our session object, the first level of caching getting the working of first level caching is means that first level of caching is not working in that case, isn't it? That first level of caching is there, that is okay. But if we change the session, due to that uh, it is talking with the database for the same record itself. Why? Because caching is done by session in its cache pool, and that cache pool is basically related with that session object separately. Got my point? Now, and this is the point where second level of caching coming into picture. Now we need to create caching caching not up to the session level. We need to create caching up to that session factory level. It will maintain caching up to session factory level. It means what? N number of session you generate using session factory, no matter, because we are having only one session factory object at any cost. So if we'll maintain caching at session factory level, from any object you can call, but caching will be available. Are you getting my point? So
Yeah, yes, sir.
to achieve those second level of caching up to session factory level, at this level, because now first level caching is getting maintained up to that session object only. Session object having we are one two different, so at this moment that caching will get failed for the same record. Caching is there. If you will try to get that record from session 2 once again, you can say that only two times of SQL will get generated, not 3 times, but it will print 3 times over here. See, and now I'm making it what 3, and over here printing 3. So 2 times only, because session is we are having 2, right? Let me save it, let me execute it. Now see in the output, see 2 times SQL only, right? 1 time, second time, that's it. Record we are having 3 times, 1 2 3, clear? So to avoid this caching problem up to that session object, will go with that the second level of caching, that caching which are working on up to that session factory level, right? So to achieve that, how we are going to do, what are that changes we need to actually do? For that we need to do changes. What are those changes we need to do? Let us see that. So in this case, to achieve second level of cache in Hibernate, we need to add two dependencies in our pom.xml. What are those two dependencies? First, cache. First one is which one? cache. Second one is which one? That Hibernate cache. Two is there. cache. Second one is which one? Hibernate cache. NVM depot. Now we need another dependency which is integrate cache and Hibernate cache using Hibernate relocation 5. This one. So already I have attached over here in that project. Let me enable that. So where is that? See, this is only cache. See, this one is cache. Now we are having, this is this we are having cache, right? And this is what? Hibernate cache. This is Hibernate cache. This is cache of net.sf.cache, right? Done. So two dependencies got added. 1, 2. Clear?
This
Done.
is for second level caching.
Repeat once.
This is required for second level caching.
Can you speak loudly?
This is required for
Second level of
second
caching.
level
Yes,
caching.
yes. Not only this required, this is required, but other is also required. Let us see what other settings we need to do. Now
Okay.
now this two dependencies we have added. Now what we need to do, at entity level, the entity which we want to save into database, up to that level, or the entity on which we want to achieve that caching second level, we need to annotate that entity with these two annotations. Control C, come here. Where is that our entity? Our entity we are having, let me make it, this is our entity, so we need to annotate it. Save. Control Shift O, imported, right? Done. Now next what we need to do, add this in Hibernate configuration files. Which one? All these 3. Before configure that set properties, we need to add these 2. Control C, come here in Hibernate configuration files. Where is that? Here, annotated class, set configuration properties. Over here, what? Hibernate. Done. Let me remove this. Done, right? Yes. Now already saved. Come here. Now this one I am removing, or let it to be. But at this moment we can see that even we are having 2 session, but it will be generating not 2, it will not talk to the database according to the session change. It will talk with the database at only one time. Let us see that whether we are getting result or not. Are you able to see?
Yeah.
Session we have changed now, but it is what talking with the database at only one time. Why? Only one time at the very first time, but 3 records it is generating, and we are not printing that 3 records using that whatever we got that first time. No, we are separately calling it, right? Here it is separate call, then here also it is separate call, imply 2 and imply 3, isn't it? But even it is talking with the database at only one time. How we got to know that it is talking only one time? Because only one time SQL query got generated. That is the proof that Hibernate has talked with the database at only one time. During that period it made the caching up to session factory level. Means n number of session you use, but at every time we will give you the result but only one time will talk with the database, isn't it? So session factory, this is for 3 and session 2 only, right? We can have n number of session. Let me make it session 3 and 4 also. Control V, session 3, session 4. Using this session 3 and 4, over here I am calling session 3. Now session 4. So employee 3, employee 4, session 4, save it. We are having now 4 session, right? Session 1, session 2, session 3, session 4. And we are printing only employee 1. No, we need to print different employees, right? Yeah, so employee 2, employee 2, employee 3, employee 3. Now employee 4, employee 4. See, clear? Control Shift F, right click, run it. See the output. See, 4 record we got: employee 1, employee 2, employee 3, employee 4. Only one time query got generated. But in which case this session, this
We
caching
need to change their ID also, sir.
where? No. Wait.
Or like all name are same.
Yeah, all are same only. Caching is working in which case? When we try to fetch same record from the database again and again. For that frequent record, Hibernate is making it into that cache. Means that record it is caching, such that if the same record user required, will not talk with the database again and again. No, will look into our cache pool and accordingly will give it back. Caching is working only for same records which we need again and again. For different record it need to talk with the database every time. Remember, suppose I'm having a speaker, some speaker audio device, and you are having some electronics audio device also. So you need a speaker to get output loudly in your room, right? What you will do, you will call me or you will come at me and you will ask me to give that a speaker. I will give you, you will take it, go to the room, uh, you will enjoy your music, right? After then what you will do, you will return me back. Again you need, you will call me, you will get it, you will like listen the music, again you will return me. But that requirement you are having again and again. In that case you will come, ask, you will go, come, ask, go. What will happen? A lot of time wasted will happen. And requirement is what? A speaker. At this moment means it means what? It is a wasting of time. Requirement is having same, but for the same you are coming, connecting, coming, connecting, coming, connecting. Wastage of time, right? Instead of that, what I will do, I will tell you, keep this. You are having that this speaker requirement very frequent. Do one thing, let this speaker, and you keep this speaker at your end up to the 1 month, isn't it? Means what? Now you no need to contact me again and again, because you are having that speaker at your side. Whenever you need, you use. Means that time will get minimized. Your final requirement is what? A speaker. That speaker is now available at your end. So whenever you need a speaker, you directly use. No need to talk with me, no need to come at me, no need to take that speaker, because it is time consuming, and that's how we are saving that time. The same thing is over here happening in case of caching. How caching is working? Whenever we need that same record again and again from the database, in that case that caching is getting enabled for that same, isn't it? You got my point, right? So the same record, but we are talking with the
Yes,
session.
sir.
We are same record we are having in that imply one itself over here, right? So we can print it n number of times, same record will get printed, right? But we are not doing that. We are separately calling it again and again. See, the same thing we have achieved over here also, but changing the session 1, session 2, session 3, and we are getting this from the session, and that's how this caching got implemented. Second level of cache, remember. Is that clear or not? See, Suman is attending session from
Yes, sir.
very
It's
very
clear.
start, so it will be clear for Suman. You are missing a lot of sessions, so in middle if you will join or anyone, they will not get to know. So this is not my fault. Suman is attending very session is Susan Suman is attending this session on regular basis. He is following my instructions. He is working on that assessment. Definitely, he will have that better clarity. So I'm sharing this project with you all. Do practice on the second level of caching, as well as I will be sharing that theory also. After doing practice, you need to share your practiced code in that group. What are so this is the practical example which I have shown you. In this example I have shown you first level caching, their demerits, and to overcome those demerits we have implemented which one, second level of cache. And using second level of cache, the drawback of first level caching we have removed. Clear?
Yes.
So in the next session we'll go with that query level caching in Hibernate.
Hello, sir.
Uh,
Hello.
yes.
Sir, this program send me, sir. WhatsApp, sir. Please share. I will practice, sir. I will practice.
Definitely, I will be sharing right now itself.
Okay, sir.
Okay, who is
Thank.
that?
Yes, thank you, sir.
Yeah, welcome. Remember, Sanu, attend regular because session is very important, and this is Hibernate framework. Even you are working on a Spring Boot or microservices, this will help you out.
Hi, sir.
So, this will I will be sharing, as well as just you see over here at this moment some few terms like related with that caching, second level of cache. Query level cache we'll see later on. So okay,
Sir, hello.
yes, go ahead.
Uh, in that caching, in first level caching,
Yes,
that Hibernate give that first level caching by default.
yes. And second level of caching we need to enable manually. For that, what we have done, two dependencies we have attached into our pom.xml, two annotations we had to like annotate with our entity class. Then for the same we need to configure into our Hibernate configuration file. So we have seen that one, right? Then that
Yeah,
got
yes, sir.
enabled. So just you do practice, resources is at your end, try to get it out how it is working. If you will not get it, tomorrow will explain you once again.
No, sir,
Then
I got this in shop.
okay, even if you got, but do practice, that is important. And this is our
Yeah, yeah.
last session for Hibernate. Now we'll be moving with which one, one good project will work on a very good project in Hibernate using that Hibernate, and that will be web based applications. On that you will have a better clarity there. Everything, mostly everything will use whatever we have learned so far in that Hibernate. Then it will take at least for 1 week project, and after that we'll go with that spring, then spring boot, then microservices. So thanks dear all, I will be sharing this theory to you all, and you can go with it, you can read it and you can learn that. Then we'll go with that query level cache.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Welcome. So I'm closing this call then. Thank you all. Any doubt, Pooja? Any doubt, Pooja and Sanu? I'm not getting any vote from your side. No one, you all are not working on that assessment and not sharing in the group. Suman is there, he is following every time. No matter, so I'm not going to force anyone. Thanks for attending the sessions. Do practice. We'll meet in the next session. I will be sharing these resources with you all over that WhatsApp. Thank you all. Good night.
Yes, sir. Good night, sir.
Good night.